Hi guys, finally we are back with another round of Cossacks 2 Battle for Europe. I know it has been 2 years or over 2 years actually since my last video, but recently I read through your comments and I saw that many of you would like to see a comeback of mine and see another replay. So I also felt like playing Cossacks 2 Battle for Europe once again, and here we are. It's another match I played yesterday actually. Yeah, my nation is Prussia, my favorite nation, and on the opposite of the map, my opponent is Katapult. He's playing for the nation Britain. And yeah, let's watch that gameplay. It's very exciting, I can promise you. But I have to say that I felt a little bit rusty when playing it because I haven't played it for ages now. And so please don't be too harsh when judging my gameplay. But nevertheless, let's go and let's see what the players are doing. So I built the town center at first. It's obviously the first step. You have to do that. At least for the nation Egypt, I think. And after that I built the barracks and I'm training musketeers, and my first unit is ready. 120 soldiers are marching on the road, and the next building for me was the stables, and here I'm training mounted chasseurs, and now I'm building the market. And this time I thought I'd try a different approach and was not directly going to the neutral gold village here, which would be better, I think, because you need a lot of gold at the beginning. But I decided to go to the food village here at first. And obviously you also need a lot of food in the beginning. But I think it would be better to first go to this gold village and then go to this food village, and that would be the better order of attacking neutral villages, I think. But this time I wanted to be defensive, as I felt a little bit rusty and had to get used to the game once again. So let's see what my opponent is doing. He trained musketeers, British musketeers, and he's now going for that neutral food village, and he will capture it. Should be no problem because the civil police is not a big deal for 130 soldiers, 120 soldiers, 30 policemen and 120 British musketeers. And what is also quite the opposite to what I'm usually doing is that I trained Black Corps units here, or Black Corps soldiers. I like them very much actually because they have a really stylish uniform, I think, and have quite high morale. But actually they are not that good because they only have 10 in melee damage, and that's not very high, and only the normal shot damage of 100. So I usually tend to produce a lot of musketeers when playing with Prussia, and then going straight before building the palace, and then training grenadiers because they are much better infantry. But as I said before, I wanted to do something fresh and decided to have a different strategy this time. Now I'm going for the heavy stables. So that's a good thing about Prussia, that you are able to train a lot of troopers and have a lot of stables in the end, because you can build the second stables, light stables, very quickly in the game compared to other nations. And also the heavy stables, which I'm building right now, is quite cheap compared to other nations. So that's the big advantage of Prussia. For both nations, as we switch to Britain once again, are pretty calmly, I would say, or are pretty calm and doing nothing too crazy here and going for a straight offensive. But now Katapult has built or has trained Highlanders, which are formidable soldiers, at least as far as the shot damage is concerned and as far as the morale is concerned. They have a really high morale, which is crucial on the battlefield, and their shot damage is 130, so they can easily frighten enemy units by just shooting. But as we take a closer look on the barracks of my opponent, you can see the training costs of Highlanders. They cost 2 gold, so that's quite expensive. And we can compare it to the black soldiers. They don't cost gold, they only cost 50 food, which is also quite high, and 5 iron. So now Katapult was able to capture the next neutral food village, and so he should not have any food problems right now, because he has 3 food villages, which is quite high, and I only have 2 food villages, but I was able to capture that gold village here on the top of the map.
The enemy is not far away.
And now the first battle of the game develops. So 1 black corps unit against 2 infantry units of Britain. And I also have trained a cavalry unit, which is waiting here behind the line, but now approaching the battlefield. And another black corps unit is also ready for me, and I hope to be able to throw them into the developing battle soon. And on the top of the map we can have a quick look. I'm invading his home country and going for this iron village with my musketeers.
There are no foodstuffs left. The troops are starving.
Now I have obviously a food problem. A famine is raging in my state. But I think it was because I traded at the market food for iron, for iron, I think, because always when you play Prussia you are low on iron, because every troop of Prussia needs iron for training, and so that's why it's no surprise because why you are always running low on iron when playing for Prussia. Here I was able to capture the iron village, but I shot with my musketeers, which was a mistake, because now I have to reload, but luckily I was able to reload in a fast way, so I can shoot the mounted hussars of Katapult who are attacking me. Nothing is happening here. So if it would only be the British cavalry, it would be no problem for the British musketeers, but now the British Highlanders of Katapult are arriving, shooting, and this had a devastating effect on my troops, and they are fleeing from the battlefield. And now my next unit, which was support unit, I sent it back to the gold village here. So as a conclusion, we can say my offensive here failed. The invasion was not successful, which I tried with 2 musketeer units. And now actually he can be offensive on the top of the map with 2 units, Highlander unit and the musketeer unit. But let's watch the big battle, which is still developing here on the bottom of the map. So now I don't have any grenadier unit because of my different approach this game, but at least 3 black corps units, which also have high morale. Now I'm trying to flank my opponent. The Highlanders are shooting. My cavalry is ready for attack, but I sent them back because not all of the infantry has shot yet. Black Hole unit is attacking the musketeer unit and could make them flee. The British Highlanders were shooting. The cavalry of mine took a big blow, but now they are easily routing the Highlanders, which are not in formation, and that's why it's so easy to make them flee from the battlefield. We have another unit here of British Highlanders which have to reload, so they are an easy target for my cavalry. And here on the left corner, on the left top corner, you can see my first grenadier unit is finally ready. The Prussian infantry is shooting the Highlanders, and on the top of the map we can also cover this action. A line of British musketeers in defense with the stand ground bonus. You can see it here against 2 enemy infantry units. And here
We've captured the village.
I think my troops are victorious and can make the last British Highlander unit disintegrate. But now there's the threat of being beaten at the top of the map, and that's what's happening. So the British musketeers were not able, the Prussian musketeers were not able to stand their ground and were run over by the 2 British units here, which have now captured the gold village on the top of the map. So you can see this map is rather a defensive map, I would say, because you only have 2 possibilities of attacking your opponent. So on the bottom of the map here and on the top, obviously, which can easily lead to a stalemate situation where no player can advance. So I try to still move my troops and regain the initiative here, because I don't want a war that is nearly frozen and where you have to build artillery, and I don't like that. I like it more if it's more flexible and more dynamic. So here I reinforce my cavalry units, which is always a good idea, I think, because these cavalry units have gained experience by their experience, of course, in the battlefield, and you can see it here, +3 they have now, and some of them were killed, so it's good to refill the units.
The squad is panic-stricken.
So that the experienced soldiers of yours stand on can stand still on the battleground. And here we could see not so well ending attack of mine, because the black soldiers were disintegrating after the attack of the Highlanders here, I think. And we can switch to the top of the map where a grenadier unit of mine is attacking. So that should be an easy win for me, because it's a grenadier unit against a musketeer unit, and the grenadiers are much more capable. I have 20 points in melee damage. But, okay, we have to cover that first. The British musketeers shot, and I waited here, but now I thought about shooting, but then I saw that the British Highlanders of him are arriving as a supporting force, so I don't want to waste my ammunition. Now the mounted hussars are attacking the British musketeers, which are not in formation. The Highlanders are joining the fight, they have shot. The grenadiers still don't have shot,
Now the village belongs to us.
And the mounted hussars are chasing the units. Now the Highlanders are coming back. The Grenadiers finally are able to enter the fight, but now British cavalry can be seen on the battlefield. So I think it's another throwback for me, if that's correct. So I mean,
The enemy's close.
that battle is lost again for me. But no problem, we have still the offensive going on the bottom of the map, where I have placed one grenadier unit, one black corps unit, and 4 cavalry units, so that's not too little, I would say. The grenadiers are taking the civil police, guarding the gold village. The cavalry units are advancing. The British troops are retreating a little bit. And I think I have finally built the second stables. That's very good, because now I can build even more troopers. Shots were exchanged here. Grenadier units getting in a defensive position. The Highlanders seem to be ready to attack, but now the cavalry is making its move, the Prussian cavalry. So let's see how that turns out. So at this point, I tried
We've captured the village.
to make the Highlanders shoot, because then they would be easy prey for my cavalry.
Our soldiers have run away.
So now I let them attack. Grenadier unit was doomed, unfortunately, but now the cavalry should do the job. And another grenadier unit of mine is just arriving. So let's see how that big fight turns out here. Actually, it doesn't look so good for me, because I thought the Prussian cavalry would have an easier time destroying the units. But it seems that they are getting routed step by step. So I have to throw in my grenadier unit, and another cavalry unit of mine is arriving, but also British cavalry is arriving, so it looks like a tie game, so to say. Okay, some of my cavalry has survived. The grenadiers are shooting against the attacking mounted hussars of Britain. He's building a blockhouse here for defensive purposes, of course. So to block any advance towards his home city. So that doesn't look too bad now for me. Grenadier unit still quite in shape, just has to reload. Black corps unit is sitting here. Defensive position.
We're out of gunpowder.
See it here, it's square formation. Now they're moving once again. But the problem is that he has a very short way for his troops to the battlefield, so it's just about time, I guess, that he will throw me out of the gold village once again. So that's a very crucial factor in warfare, I guess. The supply and transport line that is short, that is very, very important and can be a crucial factor when waging war. So my transport line has been extended quite a bit, and his is shortened. So I think that could be a turning point, and maybe I am not able to make any further advance. On the top of the map, he's taking a defensive position with his very experienced Highlanders. You can see it here. They have a morale of 197, which is really high. And on the bottom of the map, I'm gathering more troops, and seems like a little break here, so we can take a quick look at my economy. Like I said, 2 light cavalry stables, which is very nice. So I can have a lot of troopers. I think he only has 1 light cavalry stables and 1 heavy cavalry stables. Yes, that is the case. And now he is preparing for a counterattack and is throwing in his 2 Highlander squads. He's stacking them and is shooting with 1 unit, I think. Yeah, with 1 unit. The Grenadiers are reacting to it. The decimated Grenadiers, only 61 left. They have also shot. My cavalry is kind of ready here, but it's not a nice position because you have this weird road that they have to take to enter the battlefield. So there's not much space here. That's, I think, a problem. And now he could easily frighten my Grenadier unit with another Highlander squad. So we have got 4 Highlander squads here now, which is pretty powerful. On the top of the map, we can see a Grenadier unit from the back attacking the Highlanders, but didn't shoot in time, and there you could see the devastating effect that the shot damage of the Highlanders can have. So they only shot their ammunition once, and my Grenadier unit panicked. So I sent back my cavalry unit because they wouldn't stand a chance against Highlanders with such high morale and which are also who were also standing their ground in a defensive position.
We've lost the village.
Now I've lost that village. Katapult was able to recapture it. And my next infantry unit is panicking and fleeing to the barracks. So on the positive side, I have some cavalry here, and also here some cavalry. But my infantry is getting destroyed bit by bit. So at that point I decided to make a different approach, or take a different approach, because I thought I wouldn't be able to break through here easily. Oh, he's building a cathedral, a church, I think. Oh, now he destroyed it right away. Interesting move. And nevertheless, I wanted to say that I have changed my plan in that at that point in the game, and I thought I surprised him a little bit. And here was actually, or originally, my offensive plan, but now I'm taking a defensive posture and are switching the battle action, the main battle action, to the top of the map, where he only has 2 units and 1 blockhouse. So I'm relocating my troops here. You can see it. I've sent them to the top of the map. And actually here, 1 unit of mine is standing a little bit abroad, so to say. And the reason for that is because I saw that he had placed some chasseurs of him behind the trees here. They are excellent in scouting the map, and I wanted to make I wanted to hide my movements, of course. So I sent this unit in order to kill the chasseurs, that they can't see the movement of my troops, because now you can see the complete map, of course, but when you actually play the game, and like I said, I played it yesterday, you have the fog of war and you only see some spots of the map where you where your troops are and where they can gather information for you. Now he has built an artillery depot, it seems, because he's ready to field artillery, heavy cannon, a howitzer lining up against my blockhouse here. That doesn't worry me too much right now, because I think if I can gain the initiative here and make a decisive breakthrough, he has to react to it, because it's an immediate threat to his home country. So I think it all depends on a successful offensive on the top of the map. But my grenadier unit once again is fleeing from the battlefield because the Highlanders shot. But now I'm sending in all of my cavalry to finally break his line. And I hope another grenadier unit, yes, is ready and on the march to the top of the map, so they can destroy finally the blockhouse. So it's too much cavalry, he won't be able to hold the position. That's what's happening here. I was able to break his lines finally. And now he's reacting to it a little bit, I think, because it seems that a lot of troops of mine have been relocated to the top of the map. And actually what I also wanted to show you, because my plan is to relocate also my barracks in order to have a shorter way for my infantry to the battlefield. I will train one more grenadier unit and then burn the barracks to the ground. So delete the building by just clicking on the building and pressing delete on the keyboard, and then I will build the barracks at a different place, namely I think here. So we will see it in I think 30 seconds or so. Here I was able to destroy his blockhouse. Now my cavalry and also my infantry is advancing. It's about time now, and making a quick decision and trying to progress with your troops in a quick manner, because I don't want him to be able to organize a good defense here.
As you say.
So he has also quite a lot of cavalry, 4 units, but I think I have more. I should have more with Prussia. Yes, that's the case, luckily. Now the grenadiers are attacking his cavalry units, shooting, throwing their grenades.
The soldiers panicked and ran away.
Okay, it was only 1 grenadier unit, so it's no big surprise that they have been beaten by the cavalry might of Britain. But maybe it was a mistake of him attacking my cavalry units, attacking my grenadier unit with cavalry units, because they are very valuable. Should not throw them into a direct fight against infantry, which still have their shots left. And now you can see me doing what I just said, that I'm building the barracks at a different place here, at a nearer place to the battlefield. It's also building another barracks, so to say. It's a castle, I think, which we can build Highlanders. Grenadiers are defeated by the British cavalry once again, but now my cavalry should be ready for a counterattack. They're shooting, exchanging volley fire, and let's see how that fight turns out. So both cavalry units are in a big battle here. The British Highlanders were coming from the side and shooting against my cavalry, but shouldn't be a very heavy impact. Shouldn't have been a very heavy impact for my troops. Now the Prussian cavalry is victorious on this battle and will easily make the British Highlanders flee. But there's also another Highlander unit which hasn't shot yet, but now they have. So I can attack them after they have shot their ammunition. Now it's very crucial for my cavalry to have a rest and reload. As you can see the green bar here, which is progressing, because otherwise they are vulnerable for attacks. You should also you should always have them reload at first before you go into the next fight. And now you can see that my troops have a much shorter way to the battlefield, so they're gathering here and they just have pretty short march to his home country. Now the castle is shooting my cavalry, which is not a very nice thing, so I try to destroy the building with my grenadiers by letting them throw grenades on the building.
The enemy has retaken the village.
Next cavalry unit is up for me. Oh no, I just sent them here to refill my units. Building is destroyed now. Let's take a quick look on the bottom of the map. Both blockhouses of mine were destroyed, but at least one Black Hole unit is holding their ground. Meanwhile, I missed the shots of the British Highlanders, which led to the disintegration of my Prussian grenadiers.
Our soldiers have run away.
I'm trying to collect all of my Prussian cavalry, make them a big power, so to say. So the
Enemy gun obliterated.
Prussian grenadiers are advancing and attacking the British cavalry. Let's see how they will react to it. British Highlanders are now approaching and advancing. Now the cavalry is shooting of him, but also my cavalry was shooting, and I think it was a big victory for the Prussian cavalry. So yeah, luckily we can't make any real progress here because there's also another blockhouse of mine blocking the advance to my home country. So it was all about making a decisive breakthrough on the top of the map, which came as a surprise for him, or to him. Now actually my plan is, because Britain has only one town center, the second town center is very expensive to build, to just destroy the town center here, and that would win me the game. So let's see if that will work out. Another grenadier unit of mine is going to the heavy cavalry stables, I guess, in order to destroy it. Here we can see British Highlanders marching on the road and now attacking the Prussian grenadiers. Now my cavalry units are moving into the next fight, where also the British cavalry is taking their chances. But now he has the difficult task to try to rout my Prussian cavalry units, which are very high in numbers. his next grenadier unit, and I think I will just send them here to the town center of him.
The enemy has one squad less.
We are out of ammunition.
That's happening right now. So 2 grenadier units of mine are approaching his town center, so he has to quickly react to it, otherwise it will be too late.
Enemy gun obliterated.
He's concentrating on the battlefield a little bit further. And now the game has ended. Actually, that's kind of surprising. The replay ends a little bit before the actual game ended, so I was able to destroy his town center and win the game. So I hope you enjoyed the game, and for me it was exciting to play, and yeah, it was all about not be depressed about my failing offensive, but waiting patiently for the right move and a surprising attack on the top of the map. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I yeah, appreciate your support, and thank you for watching. Have a nice day, take care, and hopefully we see us in another video soon.